Well, look who's in here. It's Rusty and Ruby in the newly redone rock shed. Rock shop, the bodega, the rock bodega. We got some new shelves for that end and some new shelves for this end where all the rough is. And so I can be organized. Got some more containers. Ooh, it's so fun to be organized. And then redeveloping Rusty's Rubble, which is the area where we'll be giving away rocks. I'm kind of behind on making rocks to give away. I do have the collector's corner right down there and various types of rough underneath. And the tumbling station kind of just got moved to the left over here, and the workstation here. We recently needed to travel up to Washington to spend some time with our kids, see some friends down along the way, and because we have the upcoming Klamath Rock and Arrowhead Club show that we're going to have a table at, that we could pick up a few more what's inside type rocks at Richardson's Rock Shop on the way back through Madras. And let me show you what we got. Just a small bucket, but we purposefully went to the treasure piles at Richardson's, and some of them we kind of know what they are by looking at them, but we wanted to get a little bit smaller rocks than some of the ones that we have for slabbing, and that way we could just take these, cut them in half, get the insides all ground down and polished up nice, and then put them back together so at the rock show people can find out what's inside. Since it's still cold outside, it would be fun to find out what's inside together. Because I'm not slabbing them, these will go pretty quick. That'll be fun, huh, Russ? Not as fun as rock hounding, I know. You'd much rather be rock hounding, so would Ruby. But look how good you guys are. We'll go ahead and look at these. That's obviously looks like some fairly well agatized, maybe opal looking petrified wood, but it almost looks like a complete limb cast or a break off limb cast. That should be pretty cool. Let's see, another, yeah, it's not a jasper, I can see some grain. Another little piece of petrified wood. Here's looks like a nice looking jasper as best as I can tell. Let's see, what do we got here? Another jasper, but it has some opal on the edges there. That could be very interesting. Let's see, this one is dirty. I have no idea. There's a little bit of dark that's visible on there, which would tell me there's translucency inside there. We'll see. It should be interesting. This one here is definitely a plume agate. Now, I will admit that if we get into something that will make some spectacular, oh, there you can see a little bit more of it, spectacular cabs, it's probably not going to go on the rather inexpensive what's inside table, but it will be made up into slabs for cabbing. Let's see, what else? This is a perfect, who knows? Ruth and I both worked on picking these out. This here looks like another, who knows, but does look like maybe some banding in there. Oh, interesting. Let's see what else we got here. More, who knows, but I would say by some of the white around there with that kind of opally looking stuff reaching in, probably like another graveyard point type agate with the plumes. Here's a neat round one, and it definitely has a bit of a schiller to it. Not a schiller, a bit of a waxy shine to it, like a jasper or something like that. I have no idea. We have no idea where these came from either. Let's see, this one here. Oh, that's definitely a petrified wood limb replacement. And let's see, this one here is, I have no idea. Oh, wait, that maybe, it looks like maybe grains coming from the center there, so that might be wood also. Of course, wood can crystallize in all kinds of things. Here's another one that is definitely jasper looking, but there's also these lines on the side, almost like there was grain. Who knows? Maybe we found a whole bunch of petrified wood. Sometimes they can be beautiful. Oh, look at that one. I'll cut that one right across because that one even already looks pretty spectacular. You wouldn't be able to tell from this side what it is, but from this side, an ancient break of some kind, you can see it is definitely a plumy agate. And yeah, these will be fun because who knows what's inside. On that end, I can see just a little bit of almost like it's banded around, like this grew inside a void, formed inside of a void. Now, here's a bigger piece of something. Who knows? But it definitely looks agate-y. On this end, it's very interesting. You have all that webbing. That could be interesting. I'll have to cut it. I don't know how I'm going to cut it. With the webbing? Across the webbing? Not sure. We'll see. Could be fun. What do we got here? A round one. Tumbled. Maybe just a jasper of some kind? Let's see. What's this big one? Oh, that one's definitely some kind of an ag. Oh, look at there. I can see the plumes in there. Yeah, that'll be fun. These are... Who knows how long they were sitting in those piles. They have a couple different areas. And they, this time, these are a little bit dirty because they took tractors and repiled them. This is who knows what. That's quite a pile, but it'll be fun to check them all out. We don't have to spend a lot of time on each one. Now this one, to me, looks like a really nice yellow-red jasper. I'll have to ask Ruth what color it really is. But that's got pretty pattern. I think I like the variegation that way better than that way that I can see in it. So I will cut it straight down through here. That will be fun. This is a really rough one. So we'll do these and I will show you what's inside. Now, I'm just pulling them out of a bucket. I'm not pulling them out in any particular order, so they won't be in the same order that we originally saw them in. But I remember this one was one of the first ones, and it's a piece of petrified wood. As it turns out, it's likely a limb cast. Look at that. That's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. You got this agate in here, or clear chalcedony, that goes... You see a lot of depth in there. It's dark, but it goes in there really deep. That is really pretty, and the other one is just as beautiful. Not a lot of cellular replacement, but you can definitely, if you look close, you can see lines of green in there. So that is a nice piece. This one, which to me looked like a chunk of jasper. Got that glossy look, and that's exactly what it is. A really pretty yellow and red jasper. Really simple, but very pretty. This kind of rough and rugged chunk. Cut it in half, and ta-da! We have a really nice nodule of plume agate. You can look down through the clear chalcedony there, the clear agate, and see how the plumes come out. And both pieces are very nice. Nice specimens, but they'd actually make pretty good. I think you can get some really nice slabs and cabs out of that. That's not what's going to happen, because there's a better one I saw. Okay, I won't give it away. But anyway, still a very nice piece. This one I wasn't sure. I thought it was jasper. Then I thought, well, maybe it's petrified wood. What's inside? I think it was petrified wood by the colors of it and the way it is. So you have some opal out here, and the rest is a nice translucent chalcedony. The reason I say it looks like wood is because it's It looks a lot like the wood that we found up there on Saddle Mountain in Washington. So very well could be Washington petwood. But I could be wrong. It could be an agate, because look it down in here. See if you can see. Get this in a good, not reflective light. There we go. Look at these little rays of plume coming up in there. Another unique and surprising specimen. I had no idea what this was. It definitely has, now that it's really cleaned up, you can kind of see on the outside. You got these agate formations here. Stalactite or botryoidal or something. Tubular on the outside. Well, whatever's on the outside apparently is on the inside. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know how this formed or what it is, but you have some plain chalcedony up here that's clear. On this one you can kind of see. I'll probably just do one at a time. And then you have all of these like vesicles or tubes, veins that come down, and you can see them way inside there. I have never seen anything like that. And the depth and translucency of what's in the middle is just amazing. And the way it looks like, it's almost like those tubes continue out into these external formations. Really cool. I haven't decided yet whether that will go into the sale or if it's going to become jewelry. I'll have to let Ruth decide that, but that's a nice treasure. Alright, this one is just to me it looked like a plain old tumbled rock from a river, but it had this weird thing here. I remember that. And that looks like yellow jasper, so I thought maybe it's jasper. Well, yes and no. It's agate around the outside, and it's got all kinds of stuff in the agate. And then you got that yellow jasper in the middle. How is that for unique? I think that is like an exceptional what's inside, because I just don't think by looking on the outside, except maybe they're having a hint, that you would have any idea what's on the inside. Now this one I figured was some sort of a seam agate. It was so thin, but I mean that formation on the outside, it was so thin I could only get a little slice off it, but it's enough to see what's inside. Look at that. And it is a pretty agate with little white puffs inside. You can basically see all the way through to the crusty outside there. And this one was very deep too, so you get all those, and these look like kind of like puffs more than plumes, but really neat around there. That makes a nice what's inside specimen. This one, I figured it was probably some sort of a petrified wood, and I probably should have noticed by looking on the end, but it actually is a limb cast of pet wood. Isn't that awesome? And if you look, you can see the grain goes all the way around here. So there's a center there. Now the way it petrified is different, because you have this dark, more translucent area over here and this more opaque area here. But you can still see the grain that goes all the way around. That's really cool, I think. Little transparent piece of quartz, it's what it looked like to me. And maybe had some lines in it, and that's exactly what it is. It's a beautiful waterline agate. Not really colorful, but beautiful, and you can see those water lines go in a long way. So I don't know if it formed that way, or it formed that way, and then filled in the rest of the way, but it is pretty. And there are these lines on this side that go all the way around, the fortification banding. So that definitely started first, where the banding along these edges began. But that is another just really cool small treasure. Next, Got another rustic and rough thing. And yeah, I have no idea. I banded them together so they don't bang on each other. All I did was I cut them in half and then ground the little nubs off that are left. Let's see what's inside. I would say it's a jasper with some agate in there. Pretty colors. And you can see down inside here, just below the surface, is a quartz pocket. I like it. And there again, you never know what's in there from looking out here. Well, now you can. There's a little bit of a chip there, but that's okay. This I definitely thought was petrified wood, just spraying the outside of it. All right, let's see here. And it is classic piece of petrified wood. This one has an excellent cellular replacement on this side. It actually, even in the middle, the way it formed is different with different colors, but man, that just looks like a piece of wood. Right here. Now this one, to me, yeah, right there, from that end, looked like a plume agate. And but what is inside? Haha, plume agate. I don't think this one's gonna be sold. It's not huge, but that is some of the prettiest, fluffiest plume I have ever seen. But it is a small specimen, so it's still up for debate whether it's actually going to be sold at the rock sale or not. But it's really cool. It's just a little tiny treasure, but I think it's awesome. Oh, I wanted to see this too. I didn't check it out before. See if I can see through behind it. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's probably almost too bright for the camera, but let's see if I can get it to be in focus. But yeah, look at that. That is gorgeous. This one too. Oh yeah. The plumes go way deep in there. That is a plume agate. There you go. Treasure. Here's one that's kind of ugly. I think we must have picked it because it looks ugly. It actually looks like a piece of basalt on the outside. But what's on the inside? Huh. Beautiful. That's agate in there. That is clear agate. And then it's got these solid colored inclusions. And I'll have to ask Ruth about the colors, but you know, if that's like red and blue, that is gonna be an awesome piece. There again, I just think that one's neat because it doesn't look like anything on the outside. Then you open it up and boom, there you go. That is cool. Yeah, I think that, to my eyes, that looks like a red jasper in there with some yellow over in here. Huh. I'll find out. Try to get, oh wow, I was just noticing you can see way in on some of this agate, and there are some little fortification bands in that area right there. Huh. Really cool. All right. I am liking the treasure pile. You never know what you're going to get. Here's one. It's an odd color to my eyes. And what is inside? I don't know what that is. Huh. It's dark on the outside, but look at that on the inside. Is that orange? Yellow? I don't know. It's very interesting. It looks creamy to me. Like a creamsicle. But it is solid, so that means it should take a really good polish. So it must be some sort of a yellow jasper. The way it came out, or I don't know, golden jasper. Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's a golden jasper. There may not be a golden jasper, but there is now. Isn't that cool? I like it. Okay, here's another obviously translucent one. Very rough, almost cauliflower-like on the outside. And white here, so let's see what's inside. Oh, look at that. It's a plume. So So this white is actually the plume. I wonder if the plume in a plume agate is actually opal. That's encroaching into the clear chalcedony, but that's a really nice plume. Obviously it's a seam agate, so probably the reason it looks like on the outside like a piece of rough basalt is because that probably was in rough. Another plume agate treasure. Now this is the littlest one, and I figured it was a limb cast because that's what it looks like. On the inside it is a limb cast. Look at that. Really pretty little limb cast. I like the dark, and I can definitely see this is the end grain, and the end grain you can see it goes virtually all the way around. The very center of the branch or root or whatever it is, stem, is right there, and the grain goes all the way around. That is going to be a beautiful polish on there. Let me see if I can get a little more light on it. There we go. Now you can kind of see it a little better. Nice. We got another white rock. Oh, it's got some of that agate-y stuff in it, agate formation. And it is another plume. This is actually not transparent there. You're actually looking inside a little vug. There's no crystals in there. It's all botryoidal. And it kind of extends into this side, but you've got all this crazy plume stuff. Here it's very deep. The chalcedony is very clear and very deep. That's a pretty piece. That is an excellent what's inside piece. This one looks very similar, just smaller. Similar but smaller. Let's see what's inside this guy. Oh, it's all plume. You know, that would make some really pretty calves. But it's really pretty to see the plume patterns. There's another one, a little bit darker on the outside. Could be an agate. It is a... Oh, wow. Look at that. There's some botryoidal formations inside those little vugs. And then like yellowy. Let's see if you get it where you can see it here. Yeah, you got a yellowy color, creamy color with some white in between. And then there's some botryoidals down in there. That is really pretty unique. I would have never thought, well, now I can see it on the outside, but I never would have thought you'd have that much on the inside. That is quite beautiful. Huh. And I bet you the closer you look at it, the more depth you'll see. Yeah, I can see down in there quite a bit of depth between the various plumy formations. A lot of this stuff must have come from a similar place. I would say a lot of it looks to me like it could be graveyard point type stuff. This is a larger piece. Looked to me like a jasper, and that's exactly what it is. I actually started to begin to polish that, and that is only polished to the 220 on my high-speed sander. But I wanted to see how it came out, and look at that. That is gorgeous. So yeah, it's just a very dense. There's no translucency in this whatsoever. It looks to me like it runs from yellow to orange, and if I'm wrong, you can let me know. I don't mind. Those are pretty. Definitely a cool what's inside. Well, I really enjoyed discovering what's inside of those treasure rock. I hope you like seeing what was inside as well, and that the Lord will bless you as you go through the ventures of your life.